So here we are again with some new exercises. So yeah, in the last videos we have completed the exercises from Wise Owl training of calculated columns. Now we will be moving toward the basic measures. So we will click here and then we will have 5 exercises here. So we will click on the first exercise, which is easy and it's a basic measure. So we will just click here, show this exercise. Okay, so now in this exercise we have to provide and allow the potential, like we have to add different measures to show the desired output. For example, to show the average box office collection and then average profit. So let's quickly move to the exercise. You can just download the exercise by clicking here. So I have already downloaded the file. So this is the file. So now let's go one by one what it is telling us to do. So open the file in the above folder in Power BI desktop. We have already done it, and in the desktop we have this kind of table. We already have this kind of table where we have genre and then UPG 12A. Okay, now it's telling us that create a table called fill measure to hold all your measure. That's a good way to add a measure. Why we need a different table to name it? So let's say if I put it as all measure, it's a good way. Why? Because if you are working on a large data set or some other data sets, then you will keep all your measures into only one table, not into some different tables like film, some genre, some certificate. Then you will be confused. So always try to add all the measures in only one column, or let's say one table. So sorry, let's again add a table called all measures. Okay, now it will load. Now the first task is to create a measure called average box office to show the average of box office taking. So we will now make one new DAX measure where we will name it as average box office. Okay, and we will create a DAX with average function. So in this average film, here we have a column of box office dollar, so we will take this. Okay, and we will enter. So this will give us, if I click here and I just put the value of average box office here in the values, so this is now giving us the average box office collection of each genre made in that year, or how much of the data, whatever data we have. Okay, but these numbers are not readable right now. So it's also suggesting us to divide these by 1 million. So what we can do, we can go here and we can just add divide by 1 million, and when we click here, okay, and then you can directly see now the numbers are much more readable. For example, action for PG genre, it's 162.08, 479. See, 162.1, 479. So now we are having accurate values here. In this chart, in the site that you are just seeing, they had done conditional formatting here just to highlight the numbers which genre is impacting more box office collection. So we will also do that. What we will do, we will click on the chart or the table, then we will click on the values here, whatever measures we have, we will click here, and then there is a function, this conditional formatting. We will click here, we will click on the background color, and in this we will select the gradient, and then we will select the box office collection, whatever we have, and we can choose the color whatever we want to. For example, if I want, let's say, orange color, the least should be like this and the highest should be like this. So now if I click OK, you can see that the values which are like lesser than the higher values, then they are small. But as you can see, for the romance genre, the most highlighted one is this 1346.24, which has bring the most of the box office collection. So it's directly pinpointing the highest box office collection of that genre. So yeah, this, if we see with our data, yeah, so the chart is fully not here, but we can see the fantasy, which is 931.9. so if I click on fantasy here, 931.85, yeah, so that's accurate. So we had done one measure, which is this box office collection, where we have taken the average of box office dollar and then divided by million. Now we need to create another measure called profit, average profit. So what we will do, we will add one more measure and name it as average profit. So for this I will do one thing, like we can do average of like budget dollars, whatever budget we have. Let's say we can take average of box office collection and whatever budget we have. For this I will suggest you to work with the variables. So I will put one variable and I will name it as this. I will name it as box office, and we will take average of box office collection. Okay, and then I will add another variable with budget, and then I will also take average of budget. Also remember, we need to divide this by million so that we will get a readable value. Okay, now I will add one more variable where we will like find out the average profit. So profit will be whatever budget we have. So I will name it as profit. So it will be whatever box office collection we did minus budget. Then I will return profit. If I click enter, then this is my tax, and if I go here and I remove average box office collection to average profit, so you can see here we got some values, and let's check it with our this chart. So as you can see, the adventure we have 55.2 to 47.6. So 55.2 to 47.57, 180, 608, 180, 608. So we have the values. Now what we will do, we will also make one more thing with the conditional formatting here by adding. So we will just right now in this, we will just keep this as it is, and we will click OK. So it's also showing us the highest and the lowest in the chart, directly highlighting which value is the highest and which value is the lowest. So for example, this awful 650.53, and in website we also have 650.5. so we have decimal value of 2, so that's why it's not showing us that. Okay, now two tax measure are completed. Now it's telling create one more measure called number of films. So number of films we will be using count rows. Okay, so we will add one more measure called number of films. We will be using count rows, and we will be using number of films. So film, so we will select this film a table. Okay, so our output should look like this. Now I will one by one create this output. So we will convert this into chart, and then we will put genre, then certificate, then average box office collection here, and then I will put average profit. Average profit is there. Now number of films, I will put number of films here, and we will sort this by descending order. So in the top we have 1 2 3 5.2, 1 2 3 5.2, and the number of films is 2, then 11, then 4, then 11, then 25, then 7. So by this we can also see the gradient color here, with the highest of the profit with the green color and the lowest with the red color, and some of these are in minus shade. Yep, so that's it for this exercise. Thank you, have a nice day.